Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思诗都还难
It's just complicated. So much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Georgia Massad from online. Hi, Georgia.
Hello, everyone. So nice to be here.
As always, great to have you, Georgia. I'm very happy to welcome you to the show. For our dear listeners, if you're interested in Chinese culture and you want to get a grip on the Chinese language, then this is the show for you. Stick with us for 30 minutes and you soon see the rewards. And for more fun Chinese learning, follow our Facebook page, Learn Chinese, to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's provide you with some free Chinese for takeaway. 你家屋顶怎么看起来跟以前不一样了？
最近装上了太阳能板，能发电还环保。
确实，这样能更好地利用空间，还能减少电费开支，降低碳排放。
是啊，很划算。
你家屋顶怎么看起来跟以前不一样了？
最近装上了太阳能板，能发电还环保。
确实，这样能更好地利用空间，还能减少电费开支，降低碳排放。
是啊，很划算。
And that is the conversation. Well, I guess the conversation is not that frequently used. Not the kind of conversation that you can encounter as frequently as the ones that we usually have on Takeaway Chinese, because not everyone's home is equitable when it comes to solar panels, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Also, many people live in buildings or ancient palaces. It's more difficult, but it's better to be ready. We never know. If we want to install solar panels, we have the conversation ready.
That's true. So let's take a look at the first sentence. 你家屋顶怎么看起来跟以前不一样了？
So, why does the roof of your house look different from before?
你 or 你家
Your house?
Your house. Literally, it's actually your home, but we use your house. Or we use 你家 to represent your home, your house, your flat, basically where you live.
家人 are the members of your family?
家人 yes, it's the member of the family.
Okay.
Yes. 家庭 is the family. 家人 member of the family. Yes. 屋顶
The roof?
The roof. Actually, 屋 carries the meaning of the house, and 顶 is the top or the roof. So 屋顶 the roof. 你家屋顶怎么
How?
How, or sometimes how come? 看起来
Can't you looks like?
Yeah, looks. It looks. 跟
With?
Yes, with. What's another way of saying with?
I would use gun.
You can also use 和.
和
Yes.
你和我
Normally, we would use 和 to say and, but actually, it can mean with as well, and basically interchangeably. 以前
Before.
Before, previously, 不一样
Not the same,
Not
so
the
different.
same. Yes. 了 is the end of the sentence. 最近装上了太阳能板
I have recently installed solar panels.
最近
Zuìjìn, recently, in recent times.
Yes. I can say 你最近怎么样
How have you been lately?
很
好
我最近好忙
I'm very busy right now.
Yes, I'm very busy recently these days. 装
To install?
To install, to put something on something. 装上了
On top of it?
On top of it, or actually, it does not have to be on top of it. Even though, yes, when it comes to solar panel and rooftop, the solar panel is definitely on top of the roof panel. But if, for example, 我给我家装上了一个新门铃, I installed a new doorbell. It's not necessarily on top of the house because it's definitely, obviously, just on your door. So it's kind of like in the front side of your door, on the walls of the door. But you can still use 装上了. So 上 here does not suggest the location or the direction of the stuff. It's more like adding something on, because 上 kind of has the meaning of add on kind of meaning. So 装上了 is like installing something on, or have already installed something on something.
So it's more about the contact, and le says that it's finished, it has been done already.
Yes. So 装上了太阳能板.
So solar panels.
太阳.
Our word for today.
Yes, word for today, 太阳能板. Actually, 太阳 is the sun. How to say the moon?
月?
月亮. How about the star?
月亮. Oh, that I don't know.
星星.
星星.
星星 is the star. Well, I don't know why, but we always associate these things together. I mean, 太阳、月亮、星星. Especially if you're teaching kids, you would tell them all three at once, letting them know the sun, 太阳, the moon, 月亮, and the stars, 星星.
星星. That's a new word.
Yes. And 能 is actually, we often remember 能 as can do something or able to do something, but here it's actually shortened for 能量or 能源. 能量 is power or strength, and 能源 is the power source. So 太阳能 basically is telling you that the source is the sun, so solar power.
Oh, this makes totally sense.
Yes. And 板 is a plate or a board or a panel in this sense. So 木板 would be a wooden board. 板子 a board. So 太阳能板 solar panel. Solar power panel. 太阳能板. Then we have 能发电还环保.
So they can both generate electricity and are also saving the environment, so environmentally friendly.
Yes. 能
can
发电.
Generate electricity, generate power.
Yes. Actually, 发 is to generate and 电 is electricity. So generate electricity, 能发电还
发电. Also
环保.
Protect the environment, so environmentally friendly.
Perfect. 环境 is the environment. 保护 protect, so protect the environment. But 环保 is definitely a word by itself, so it's not like a shortened version of 环境保护. 环保 itself is a word and it means environmentally friendly. For example, you can say 我是一个环保的人.
Okay, so I'm an environmentally friendly person.
Yes, I care about environmental issues. I am concerned with these things. So 我是一个环保的人。这个行为很不环保。
This method is not
Yes, this method or this move is not environmentally friendly. So again, 环保, environmentally friendly or protecting environment. This is an adjective you can use to describe both people and matter. 环保. And
this
here,
is a very important word.
Yes, and here we have 能 blah blah 还 blah blah. So this is can do something, also something. So you can say Georgia 能说中文还能说法语. Oh, you do speak French, right?
Yes. So Georgia can speak both Chinese and French.
Yeah. Or you can say Georgia 能说很多语言，人还漂亮。
Thank you.
Okay, so the point is not just Georgia is a very talented person and also very pretty, but the point I'm making here is that you can use the 能 do something, 还 something kind of structure, or you can use 能 something and 还能 do something. So if you want to say this person can do both things, you kind of need 能 in both parts of the sentence. Whereas if you want to say she can do this, but she is also this, you do not need the 能. So I feel like instead of saying the 能 do something, 还 something is a structure, it's rather that we understand it as you say something something, 还 something something. So it's A, 还 B. So it's both A and B. 能 is just 能 happens to be here.
Okay, so it's to add something more to the conversation.
Yes. So 能发电还环保. And then 确实这样能更好地利用空间，还能减少电费开支，降低碳排放。
So indeed, it is true. And not only it makes better use of space, but it also reduces electricity costs and lowers carbon emissions.
Great. 确实。
Yes, indeed.
Okay, what are two other ways of saying yes that we have covered on Takeaway Chinese?
Yes, 对.
对.
Can I also say 是啊?
You can say 是啊 or 是的. Perfect. See, this is why you are my star student. You remember things and they are correct. Yes, if you want to agree someone, you can say 是啊, yes. 对, you're right. 确实, indeed. I think 确实 is better translated as indeed because it's like relatively more formal in this sense.
This is what I wanted to ask, if it was a little better
bit,
than the others.
Yeah, a little formal. And also I think it's like you're confirming the other person's argument. So in a relatively formal way. And then we have 这样.
这样 in this way.
In this way or like this. 能.
To can.
更好的.
Better, in a better way.
In a better way. And for those who can read the script, you might have already noticed that the 的 we have in 更好的 is actually the 的 that you use before a verb. So 更好 basically is the adverb describing something that you can do better. And the verb here is actually 利用.
Yes, to use.
Or to utilize, yes, 利用. 利用 in itself actually has two meanings. The first one is to utilize something, to use something. And the second one is to take advantage of something or someone. So you're using it in a relatively negative kind of connotation. So I can say, 不要相信他，他只是在利用你.
Don't trust her, she's using you.
Yes. See, we can still translate it as use, but it's definitely another kind of use already. So in Chinese,
very, very
you can
negative.
say, yes, you can you can say 利用 if you want to say she's using you, but you cannot say 他在用你. People would not understand, even though they translate to same meaning.
Okay, so 利用 to
利用.
utilize.
Yes. 空间.
Space.
So here it's actually a very positive or at least neutral way of saying it.
Yes.
就利用空间, how to use space properly. 还能.
It can also.
减少.
减少 to reduce.
To reduce.
Make smaller.
Yes. 电费.
电费 is the bill.
开支.
Expenses.
Yes, expenses. 电费开支. Actually, 电费开支 is the noun here. So both 电费 and 开支 together means the electricity expenses. In both Chinese and English, sometimes you can use a noun to describe another noun, or at least put them together to mean a more specific kind of situation.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's the idea. 电费开支, electricity expenses. 降低.
Jiàngdī to lower, to reduce
lower.
Also.
Yes. 碳排放.
碳排放, this is new for me. So CO2 emissions.
Yes. Actually, 碳 here is only carbon. And 减少 is to reduce. 排放 is emission. Both 排and 放 carries the meaning of emit.
Okay, so to reduce carbon emissions.
Yes. And I want to ask you, do you think you can exchange 减少 and 降低? Can you use them interchangeably? In this context?
In this context, I think so.
Yes. Great.
Okay.
You can use them interchangeably, yes. But there are definitely some set phrase, some certain correlation that you need to remember. But at least for this scenario, you can use both of them.
Okay, perfect.
And also in this sentence, we see the 能更好地利用空间，还能减少电费开支，降低碳排放. Here, that's what we talked about. You can use 能 do something, 还能 do something. But essentially, it's that you can say A 还 B.
Oh, this is really, yes. I've never encountered it before, but it's so useful.
And then we have 是啊，很划算.
So, yes, indeed. It's very cost effective.
Perfect. 是啊.
Yes, indeed. 很
very 划算.
划算 cost effective and also to save costs.
Yes, to save costs. Sometimes people would also say 合算.
合算.
合算 also works. And 划算 is relatively more common, I think. And this is the conversation. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I also always, I don't know why, when I see Swan, I connect it to something organized, very planning. Is it correct or not?
Are you thinking about garlic or you're only thinking about...
No, only about organization. When I see it, I in my mind, it's something about organizations, planning. Also, in this case, it makes sense. Is it correct or not?
I don't think it's always related to organizations because 划算, 合算, it's more used to describe a economic kind of situation. You can say it's a good deal. 这笔买卖很划算. So 买卖 is a deal. And 很划算 is like it's very economic. So 很划算. It's not necessarily about organizations. You can say you can use 划算 to describe your personal matter or a deal that you have made, anything like that.
Yes, at the beginning we saw the gun, yǐqián, bùyīyàng, a set pattern because I think I saw it many times before.
Oh yes, actually the pattern is A 跟 B 一样 or 不一样. So A is the first thing and 跟 is with and B is the second thing. 一样, they're the same. 不一样, they're not the same. And like we have already mentioned, you can also use 和 A 和 B 一样 or A 和 B 不一样. So they're the same or they are different. For example, I can say things like 我和你不一样，我有孩子。
I am not like you. I have kids.
Yes, 我和你不一样，我有孩子. Or you can say Shanghai and New York are alike. They are both international cities. How can you say that?
I would say Shanghai, 跟 or 和 New Year, 一样 都是国际都市.
Yes, perfect. Okay, last example. You and I have equal stakes in this matter.
你跟我一样都与此事有关.
Perfect. Yes, 你跟我一样都与此事有关. So you can see that this is how we use 跟 something 一样 or 不一样.
Very, very useful.
All right. I think that's basically it for the conversation. Are you ready to give it a go?
I am.
Okay, you go first.
你家屋顶怎么看起来跟以前不一样了？
最近装上了太阳能板，能发电还环保。
确实，这样能更好地利用空间。
是啊，很划算。You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Niu Honglin, and Georgia Massette. Coming up next, let's talk about solar power panel and what's the pros and cons of installing one. Don't go away, so you will take some Chinese away. Welcome back to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin, joined by Georgia. Actually, we are on the topic of solar panel, and you might think it's something that is far away from our life because we live in cities, in flats. Instead of being able to install a solar panel on the rooftop, we do not even have a rooftop. So, well, in the sense that from the outer side of the building. So you find it far away from us. But actually, that's not the case because by the end of June, China's installed photovoltaic power capacity was 470 million kilowatts. top globally for an 8th consecutive year, and China now has close to half of the world's installed photovoltaic capacity. And in fact, I myself have bought a solar power bank. Do you even know they exist?
I actually don't. And I want to say congratulations.
Thank you. It's really fun. I use it to charge my phone. And the idea is that it's relatively large. I think it's half or 1/3 of the size of a A4 paper. And it's basically the same as any normal power bank. It's just on the back of it, you get to see this little solar panel that they can absorb solar power. And what you do is to leave it outside, or not outside, but beside the window, so it can absorb the solar power during the day. And during nighttime, when you need to use it, you can just use it to charge your phone if there's no energy source in the house or you're taking it somewhere else. So it's quite, I would say, cost effective, 很划算, and also environmentally friendly.
Yes, this looks so nice. And do you remember every day to put it outside?
It depends. Actually, if I want to have it fully charged, I would put it on the side of the window. And for around 6 to 8 hours, it can be fully charged. I know it's not that fast. But still, when you don't need to use it, just leave it somewhere with the sunlight and it's charged. I personally enjoyed it quite so much.
Yeah, this is so nice. I want one as well.
And do you have any friends or relatives who actually use solar panel for their house or as a supplementary energy? Oh,
I actually do, because where I come from in Italy, not here, these last days I've been going around the city where I live, which is in Nice, the south of France. And in the city center, I don't know if it's the same in China, but in big cities, I almost never see solar panels. But as soon as I get into the countryside, actually everyone has one. And this year we had a very big storm, and a lot of solar panels were affected by it, but insurance covered. And that's when I actually realized everyone has one. It's incredible. And so many people, even normal families that don't have maybe industries or something, and it's actually very popular right now.
Yeah, it's also very popular here in China. Actually, China's installed capacity of household photovoltaic power tops 100 million kilowatts. And the thing is, here in China, even we joked about we live in the city, we don't get to have solar panel. That's actually not the case. You can have a solar panel at the rooftop of the entire building. And by doing so, people can, in theory, change their house into the power bank of the city. So you can include your house in a virtual power plant system of the city. So when it's peak season in using electricity for example, the real estate's offices, when people are working in the, let's say, office buildings, most office buildings would require a lot of energy because they want the lights on, the computers on, the ACs on. But during these time, actually, the power that's been generated by the solar panel on rooftops, residential communities can be actually used by these office buildings. And the office buildings plugged into the virtual power plant of cities. When it's nighttime, when mostly it's the residential buildings that needs the power, if the office buildings are plugged into the city's virtual power plant system, they can also give off their power to the residential buildings. That's the whole virtual power plant idea. The point being, with more and more communities and more office buildings being committed to such design of the city, they started to install more and more solar panels so they can, participate in such campaign and also contribute and also benefit from it.
Yeah, this is so great. But I think there are a lot of misconceptions that once we get to see more solar panels, once everyone starts using them, are almost annulled. Maybe I saw many misconceptions about how solar panels don't work when there's no sun, which is not totally the truth. I mean, they work also in cloudy when the weather is more cloudy. And so I think this is one of the biggest also, and during the night it can release the electricity it has taken from the sun. But I think exactly how we were talking about electric cars, once more and more people start to be more conscious, and the government also is helping the initial investment, which is quite high if you want to install solar panels. But once everyone starts doing it, technology gets better, and we can reach those results you've reached that are really impressive.
That is a really good point, and thank you for bringing it up. And in the meantime, for those of you who are listening to Takeaway Chinese and work in such industry, I'd like to mention that actually China's solar power companies expand their presence in the world market. The China-made photovoltaic modules accounted for more than 70% of the global market share. So for those of you who are in this business, you can look at China, see what you can do with some Chinese companies, or bring your business here. We, the Chinese people, are quite committed to the fight against climate change. Some people are even calling it a climate crisis. And if there's a business there that we can work together, I'm pretty sure you get to find a really good market as well as business partners here in the Chinese market. In the future, let me say it here. If I get to have my own house, I would definitely bring a solar panel on my house. 给我的房子装上太阳能板. And that brings And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Niu Honglin with Georgia here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column podcast. You can also listen to the show and read the script there. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Just search for Takeaway Chinese. Don't forget to leave your questions, comments, and a 5-star rating. 感谢收听，我们下次再见。
Thank you so much. 再见. See you soon.